Every spring season, Dollar Tree brings these garden fences that are great for your garden, but also for crafting. I'm going to take this piece and we're going to remove, of course, the tag, and then we're going to remove a few pieces from this one. I'm using my wire cutters, but you can use scissors, you can use shears, whatever you have. It is a pretty flimsy plastic, so it will cut very easily. Later on, I'm going to show you another tool that I used. I'm going to use my blade knife just to kind of shave off some of the pointy edges that were remaining, and then I'm going to cut off another one. We're only going to need 2 for this one, but of course we're going to reuse whatever's left for other projects. So now that we have the 2, we are going to join them together just like this. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue. Don't worry about it showing because we are going to cover that up. Once it was hardened, I'm just going to flip it over and I'm just going to add one more strip of glue. This is just to really reinforce that bond. I'm going to use some paint sticks for this one, but you can use whatever you have on hand. I'm going to try to frame the entire piece into a decorative door. So I'm just going to start making some marks as well as some cuts, and I'll show you here. I'm just going to keep kind of dry fitting, marking where I need. I'm going to need 3 for the bottom, middle, and top, so total 3. And then for the sides, I'm going to need 4. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to dry fit, mark where I need to mark, and then I'm going to need 4 for those. So the way I do it is I'm just going to stack them up and I'm going to tape them together. And that way the ones that have the mark will be on top and I can cut them all at once. I'm going to do the same thing with the other stack, just stack them together, tape them together, and this is where we're going to make cuts. Now I'm going to use my miter saw, but if you do not have a miter saw, Amazon has these miter boxes, which I do have one as well. You can just use this to make cuts and it cuts through the paint sticks very well. Here we are. I just made the cuts. Now we're going to remove the tape and then we're going to start framing. And it's just basically like a puzzle. I really enjoy this part. So you just want to start hot gluing as needed, putting one piece at a time, taking your time and enjoying the process. So the door is taking shape and I could not be any happier. How stinking cute is this? Now here's where you can do whatever you want. You can stain the wood before you attach them and leave the fence black. In this case, I decided to paint the whole thing white. You can paint the whole thing any color you want. It's up to you. I'm going to do 1 coat of the Waverly chalk pen in the white. And I'm not going to look for perfection once again because we are going to be distressing it. But you can skip this part if you want. I'm going to use my antiquing wax. I'm just going to start adding and removing as needed, focusing in areas where it would naturally distress. And then once I had it where I want it, I am going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to mute the antiquing wax. I'm just going to sand over it, muting it a little bit as well as distressing the actual fence pieces. Now you can use a sandpaper if you want. Sanding blocks I love using. You can find these at Dollar Tree, but I get mine in a bundle on Amazon. And I do have anything that I mentioned on Amazon, I do have in my Amazon store, which is linked down below. These stickers are really cool. They have a very 3D textured look to them. I'm going to add 1 on each corner. I just thought it added texture and just, I don't know, a cool look. So I'm going to add 1 on the, or 2 on the top and 2 at the bottom. And then there's a little bit hanging from the sides. I'm just going to use my wire cutters here and just snip it off. That's it. Now I do have this cute little wreath. This is from Target Dollar Spot that I got pretty much years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago. I love these because they're a great size. I'm just going to tie it to the door using jute string and I love the way this turned out. I love the color scheme. I love everything about it. But again, you can use any color you want. What do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take another set of the fence and we are going to cut off a couple of pieces, specifically the outside pieces, because we do want to keep those little connecting hooks that it comes with. And I'll show you why. So we're going to do the other side as well. And then we are going to need a 3rd piece. So we're going to use a newer piece and we are going to cut off a 3rd piece. And again, we're just going to use my blade knife to kind of shave off some of those little pointy parts that can scratch you. So now that we have all 3 pieces, I am going to remove the clips on the 3rd one. I'm going to join 2 of them using the connecting clips that it comes with. And then I'm going to join the 3rd one into a triangle shape, just like you see me doing here. And we are going to do that with some zip ties from Dollar Tree. Now we're going to use these are the smaller ones, and we're just going to start attaching them two on each side, and then just make sure that you kind of turn the little cutoff piece towards the inside of the what will be a lantern. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. These little zip ties are at Dollar Tree. I usually find them in the automobile kind of section where you can find tools as well as tape. Here you have it. We have a cute little beginning of a lantern. Now these chains are from Dollar Tree. They are in the garden section during spring and summer. This is ones you can use to hang flower baskets. I'm going to remove the excess chain that I do not need, and then I'm going to place the hook at the bottom of each chain, and that way we can clip the lantern to it. Now the lantern had these little corners where there was a little opening, but they were too small and I couldn't fit the clips. So I'm just going to whiten it out using my drill and a drill bit that's going to be a little wider. And I did that in all three corners. And that way we can attach the little hooks to each corner. And there you have it. How stinking cute is this looking? You can put anything to this lantern. You can put florals, you can put any other type of lighting. I'm going to use these fairy lights that I do get on Amazon because they're just so easy to work with. It comes with a battery already. I'm going to use 2 packs. I'm going to thread one towards the bottom and then one towards the top, and then I'm going to attach with hot glue the battery pack to the back of the lantern. That way they're not going to go anywhere. Now to the top rim of the lantern, I'm going to use these greenery picks from Dollar Tree. This is only one pick, and I removed some of the picks, and we're just going to tie them with some zip ties, making sure that I start the next one where the other one ended. And they're all going to kind of look droopy, kind of like they're just falling over the lantern, and they're just going to look nice and natural. When you are zip tying, make sure that you are only zip tying the greenery and not the chain, because yeah, talking from experience. Anyways, just attach them as needed, adjust as needed, and I gotta tell you, boy oh boy, is this a beautiful piece. I love this one. In the evening, it has a beautiful glow. You can use it on an outdoor, as long as it's covered, outdoor patio or even indoor. Love, love, love. What do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to start with this board that I found recently at the thrift store. It had some carvings on it, so I'm going to attempt to fill it with this spackle from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to add here and there and then put it to the side in front of a fan to let it dry. I'm hoping it works, but I'll show you if it did or not. All right, these are the leftover little arches from the fences from the previous projects. I'm going to use 3 of them, and I'm just going to cut them in a nice straight angle, and then we are going to make sure that the other 2 are similar size. And I'm going to use, again, my wire cutters. I'm going to paint them in 3 different colors. I'm going to do one in red, one in blue, and one in white. This is going to be a little bit more in the patriotic theme, but of course you can use any colors you want. You can leave them black if you want. You can paint them white, whatever you want. It's up to you. I'm going to put those to the side to dry, and then we are going to bring in the board, which is already dry. Now, it did get kind of yellow on me, so that had me pretty worried. I'm going to use my sanding block to remove the excess spackle, but that was not fast enough, so I moved over to my electric sander, and I'm just going to sand it over. Now, it was still kind of, you can feel the engrave, but it's okay. We're going to paint it white, and I'm going to use, again, Waverly Chalkman in the white. I'm going to do one pretty heavy coat and put that to the side. Once dry, you can see that it turned yellow on me, and you can actually feel the engraving still on it. So we are going to move on, and we are going to cover it using vinyl. This is leftover vinyl that I had on hand. It's white, but again, you can use any color you want. We're just going to cover it, remove any bubbles that may be left behind, and then using my scraper, really making sure it's attached, and using my electric sander, we're going to remove the excess paper from the edges. This is also going to leave a very smooth edge. Now we are going to attach the arches. We're going to take hot glue. We're just going to attach the blue one first on one side. Then we're going to do the red on the other. And then we're going to do the white one on top of the 2, right there in the center. This beaded patriotic garland is so cute. You can find it at Dollar Tree in their 4th of July or American aisle. And I'm just going to start wiggling and kind of shaping it into the pattern that I like and just hot gluing it in place. And this is all we're going to do to it. You can add whatever you want, my friends. You can add USA, you can add any other saying, God bless America. I wanted to keep it simple. Love the way this one turned out. I love simplicity and how absolutely cool that we use those leftover arches. Love this. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take leftover fences and we're going to remove one of them to create just one fence. We're going to attach it to this board. You find these at Dollar Tree. They're just those little hanging shelves. And then we are going to cut off the stakes. These are leftover stakes from the fences. We're going to add one in each corner of the bottom. We're creating a little decorative chair. Love the way this turned out. So we're going to attach it with hot glue and reinforce with even more hot glue. So just do that as needed. Now it's very light, so a little hot glue can go a long way, but just add as needed. I'm going to paint the entire thing white, of course. I love white. But again, my friends, use whatever color you want. I'm going to use one of these rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. We're going to rub it on to one of the sides of the chair, and then simply you just rub it on and remove the plastic as needed. I'm going to create a little floral bundle using these florals from Dollar Tree and attaching them with nautical rope, again from Dollar Tree. We're going to roll it around, hot glue it to itself, cut off the excess stems, and then we are going to attach it to the left side of the back of the seat using jute string. We're just going to tie it in the back with a very simple knot. How gorgeous is this? Such an easy project. We use literally a hanging shelf, leftover stakes, and one of those fence sections. Love it. What do you think of this one? Let me know. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.